Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, there is a subscribe button below and a notification bell to alert you to up and coming videos. I am jumping on because, oh my gosh, the messages are coming through because, and I'm going to answer one today for someone who messaged in. So this will help you. And the reason there are so many emotions and so many breakthroughs, breakdowns, emotional turmoil right now is you are having a life review of you through you because of these eclipses. We're going to keep talking about it because it's going to keep intensifying each day. So I'll just give you some tools and techniques because I am preparing to run a workshop. So this was a great question at this stage because it fits, because I was doing up some stuff anyway. So somebody said, how do you, when you're emotionally invested, or your emotions are clouding you or foggy, or you're in that confusion state. Now this is going to be whether it is a relationship as in love or personal, or it could be career, okay? It could be big decisions you're about to make. These eclipses bring in big realizations, big awakenings, big transformations. So when we have that happen, big realities come into play, big emotions come into play. Nobody is immune to it. We all get hit with it. Okay, so let's talk about, so somebody messaged in and said, what can I do to kind of get out of my head like this emotional spinning, or cloudy, foggy, can't make decisions or can't get the clarity. So when I am a reader on here and you've heard me say it, and I'm going to keep saying it for a while, I'm not here to fluff your aura and make it all fluffy and nice, because we're here to bring truth, creator's truth, spirit's truth, because that is about your soul's and heart's growth. Okay, when we have nice messages, we bring nice messages. When we're to be soft and fluffy, we're to be soft and fluffy. But realistically, I have to be in my truth to be authentic. You have to be in truth and authenticity to have a true, authentic connection to spirit or yourself, or like self-spirit alignment. So the truth is not going to come through in the fluffy way because you get offended, okay? The truth has to have an impact to shift emotion, to shift energy, all right? The judgment and criticism that you choose to take from a reading or a video or any piece of information from anyone, anywhere, is your self-judgment, your self-criticism. You choose to wear that, okay? So what we're here to say about today is this: we're going to get truthful. So if you're really stuck at a crossroads with someone or something in your heart, in your emotions, in your soul, sometimes that can get so messy and churned up. It's a great purge, which is exactly what's about to happen. So when you purge, your emotions get clear, your head gets clear. Secondly, what I want you to do, if you want to get really, really serious with yourself, okay, really in self-truth, this is not going to be pretty, trigger warning. What I want you to do is write down a list, because if you are a person who has brought, and we'll write the list. So grab a pen, write the list. Oh, got things on my face. If you are a person who, and this is relationships with whoever, whatever, or career or life in general, or your current workplace. Let's pretend you've got to make a major life decision, or you feel Number one, Spirit's going to make that for you because we're in fate and destiny and divine intervention. So you're not really making it, but if you need that understanding, if you need the why, if you need the how, this is only if you really want to get in raw truth with yourself. If you're sick of the same old cycle, and those cycles are you attached to vibration. Okay, so get a pen and write down. So let's pretend this is hypothetical. This is just a hypothetical because I've got a list that I'll use in workshops. If you say, well, I showed honesty to this person, place, or situation. You were honest, you showed them honesty, you showed them loyalty, you showed them support, you showed care, you showed nurture, you showed what true love is, what truth is. If you showed them that you were a person that you could trust, okay? Whatever it is, I want you to write that list down of what you think you bring to the table, or you did, not what you think, what you actually did. Let's get in truth. If you actually, and you would know if you actually did it because your boss would say, oh my gosh, you're the best worker I've ever had, or the most reliable. If your partner or a person or a friend or whoever said, oh my God, you're the only person I've been able to trust, or loyalty, or I can be truthful with, or in my truth, or whatever it is, you will know because people will tell you, they will literally have said to you, oh, I couldn't do this job without you, or something like that. Okay. So, and they mean it. It's heartfelt. It's not just people saying it to get what they want out of you. This would be heartfelt because you're probably the person they give the least to. All right? They're probably off giving the support, the promotions, the raises to everybody else, and you're sort of standing here going, hang on. So what I want you to do is really sit with that. Write that list, whatever it is you bring to the table that you know, not what you think you bring to the table, right? Be really honest. Get into brutality, honesty with yourself, because we're going to shift your vibration, all right? So what's going to happen now is, what I want you to do is then go across and write, has this person, situation, or place, or whatever it is, have they been those things to me? Honest, loyal, supportive? Have they come through? Have they kept to their promise, delivered on their promises? Were you promised a raise? And just 5 years has gone past, other people have got raises, and whatever it is, I want you to, have they been truthful? Have they delivered to you what you did for them? A lot of you are going to answer no to most of those questions. And so what we're going to do is, you now need to see those, really sit with it, like in a meditative state. This is not retaliation. This is you shifting yourself from those frequencies. I want you to, if you've been the most trusting person to them, but you can't trust them at all. If you've been loyal and they have not been loyal, right? Whatever. You're going to look at these frequencies and you're going to get the ick. Now, when you go into that, like in a therapy session, we would do deep digging work on that. But if you don't know how to do it, we're doing the most basic. I want you to look at that frequency and you can ask yourself, get the ick with that frequency. This is not my energy. This is not who I am. So then ask, why am I attached to that frequency? Okay, and what's the feeling that I'm getting or wanting from that? Okay, and just do the basics and something will come. And it could be an emotion. It could be something, okay? Now, you're going to ask yourself to release this emotion. and replace it with a better one, a nicer one, the opposite, all right? So that's what I want you to do, just as a basic thing. Now, if you don't even want to go that far, because it's your choice to do that, just write the list. If you're trying to make a yes/no decision about something, can I, if it's career, how much have I advanced in this situation? How much have I grown? Do I want to grow? Do I want to make more money, but I can't make more money in this situation? Whatever it is, you will work it out what yours is individually, okay? It could be about emotional depth within a relationship. Whatever it is, you work it out. Now, we're going to go another level, and this is not for the faint-hearted. Because people go to different levels within their healing, because there'll be another question and another question. If you are around people or in a cycle who continuously tell you what you deserve but do not deliver it, or they tell you what you deserve but they continue to not come through with what you deserve. Okay? And I'm talking continuously. But they keep wanting, to connection or whatever, or treat you a certain way or keep you in a cycle. I'm sorry to say this, but you have to go very deep into this or seek professional help, because this is a very deep wound where you're going to get into deep confusion within self, because really they are someone who kind of is like what we call an enemy. Somebody, it's going to really start affecting you on a deeper level. If someone keeps telling you what you deserve, but they won't deliver it, they keep you in the cycle and they keep repeating the cycle, you're going to get into, it's cruelty, it's where you're really going to get into some trauma, okay? Nobody who has genuine, true intentions for you, with you, or care for you tells you what you deserve and continually does the opposite. But won't, Now, I want you to add to your list ghosting. If you're a person who wants a healthy, loving, nurturing, caring, fun, adventurous, wants to have no toxicity in your relationships or life, and there's toxicity, we've all got toxicity, we've all got a shadow, but in general rule, you pour into making things better, healthier, happier, more supported, growth, all of those things, and you are around people or a situation or a boss or a partner or a friend that continually pours into toxicity, or the toxic ones, or feeds the toxic ones, okay, or situations, or focuses on that. They are showing you what they want, so give them what they want. If you're giving loyalty and they are not, take your loyalty off the table. If you've shown them that they can trust you and they have not shown you that, take it off the table. If you have shown support and they never come through for you despite what's promised, take it off the table. If they want to feed into toxicity or pour into toxicity or give their attention, time to toxicity or the undeserving or whatever, or pour into that, take your good energy off the table. They're not attracted to that. And that's where you have to be brutally honest with yourself. And we're talking about doing this in the kindest way. If they want to ghost, ghost. If they want to create distance, give them distance. That is and that will get you out of mind games and effery. All right? If you want to stop, which is the question, how do I stop people playing with me? How do I stop them? You have to get in absolute truth. Despite how much you love someone, how much you want to be with someone, how much you want to prove yourself or love to someone, if you want to be in truth, be in truth. You can't change anyone else. The only thing you can do is adjust what you give and where you're prepared and willing. Otherwise, this is them pulling you into toxic cycles where they're not willing to change, and they're not willing to deliver even sometimes the bare minimum of that exchange. Trust, loyalty, support, care. Ask yourself, if you want to even get more brutal, where and when have they shown up for me? How much does this person know about my life or what I'm going through, and where did they show up for me? And where are they showing up for other people, places, situations that do or give less or do not show up in those positive aspects as I do? They are serious. If you want to get serious, this is the deep subconscious work and conscious work that you want to, if you truly want to get out and shift and break yourself away from energies and frequencies. You have to look at things straight through with truth. All right, this is not about blaming the other person. This is not tit for tat. This is you being in your divine truth. Okay, where do they expect you to whatever ABC, but that wouldn't be reciprocated? You know, where are you putting up with certain things that you know they would not tolerate? If you really want to find true love, someone who truly cares, someone who truly nurtures, someone who's there for genuine reasons, someone who, it's like talk is cheap. Action and follow through, the result, what you're actually getting, like the reciprocation. You know, people can be as grateful for you as, I'm so grateful for you. How do they show that gratitude back in ways that support you, where you need support? And that's a choice you need to start to make now, particularly if you're having problems with one-way relationships, no reciprocity. You have to get cold, hard, raw truth with yourself. And this is the bestest, greatest time to do it. You are in the middle of 2 eclipses, emotional shake-up. If you want to accelerate into your alignment and truth and shift from these frequencies and cycles, do the hard work. Do the hard mirror work. Get uncomfortable with those frequencies. Get the ick with those frequencies that you are caught up in. Not pulled in, get the ick. Ooh, this is not for me. Ooh, that is not my energy. It's not a judgment. I want you to get uncomfortable and feel off with those frequencies and feel more comfortable, more like happy, like, oh, excited with that other frequency. Because sometimes it is new. You are trying to teach yourself what it feels like to feel normal in that frequency. Okay, so there was something else that I've forgotten it. So anyway, I'll just what else were we going to talk about? There was another question and I didn't open up my computer. So moving forward, and equal balance. Yeah, it'll stop time wasting. It'll get you aligned with people that are like-minded. So people who enjoy honesty, being trustful, back and forward, reciprocity, giving and receiving. If you want to want that in your life, where, who, and when, and how are you engaging or allowing or enabling the imbalance, and you stay in there? You can be too loyal. You can be too caring. It can be out of balance. We're not saying don't be these things. We're saying create balance. Sometimes it is a bit imbalanced. Sometimes it has to be a little bit imbalanced. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I can repay that down the track, or when you need, whenever X, Y, Z. There's nothing wrong with that. We need you to keep common sense. We're more talking about where you get caught up in these vibrational frequencies and cycles that you keep repeating with people. That shows you an imbalance, or it shows you who you are vibrationally and what they would prefer vibrationally. Where people are more committed, or whether it's positive or negative, that's what they want. That's their comfort zone. That's what they want. If they are wanting, and you have to set those energies in you now. Okay, that creates boundaries, self-boundaries. So then you can start working on self-love. If you cannot do boundaries with yourself, as in boundaries are not boundaries keeping you out. Boundaries are, I will protect myself first. I am happy to give this much, but after that, there's a limit of how much give when there's no receive. You can't have my trust if I cannot trust you. I can show you a trusting person and what it feels like, and that I am that. But that actually has to be respected, valued, and reciprocated. That's balance. Do you get it? That would be a balanced program that would happen naturally without you even thinking about it. That's how you know it's in your subconscious and you're balanced and healed in that aspect. I'm going to leave it there because I want a cup of tea before I start my day. So remember, the big purge that's coming and is already happening, believe me, this is exactly what you want to be sitting down with yourself. This is not self-judgment. This is not criticism of self when you do this. This is not anger, blame, and hate towards people. This is you giving you the time, the acknowledgement, the setting the rules for you, the values and the standards for you. That is self-protection. That is self-love. That is what self-love is. It's not all this stuff. And I had that conversation with someone not long ago, actually, how the world has said what self-love is. we have it there's a lot of hoo-ha out there. Self-love is basically what we just said. When and where, and you're not always in self-love. Life takes you over, traumas take you over, programs take you over, right? Or imbalance you. We're all human, but self-love is actually that time where you go, you know what? This is imbalanced. That is a self-love act for you and the other person. You are protecting yourself, and you're also saying to them, this is actually getting imbalanced. This is not appropriate. You stop enabling that behavior. For them, that's love to them. A lot of people will see that as rejection and judgment. They are in a lower vibrational frequency. If someone stops you enabling yourself to continue toxicity, doesn't enable, sorry, I think I said that weirdly, they are actually protecting you. That is what love is. Love is not blowing up your ego. Truth is not blowing up your ego. And yeah, I'll give you truth. If I think you need congratulations, well done, you're an amazing person, I'm so proud of you. Said it to a girl the other day. I said, I'm so proud of you that like within a year or two, she has just, oh my God, transformed, right? I did. I only did yesterday or day before. I said, I am so proud of you. Like, I admire that she has, how fast, right? And she just jumped in and embraced every shadow aspect of herself. Amazing, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's a truth. And that just helps people too. But truth also has a shadow side, and that's your block side. That's the side that is blocking you. So rather than retaliating in offensiveness, judgment, criticism, hate, just look into it. Even if you go, I don't think I do that, or I do, that's how you should be with yourself. That is self-loving. That is telling yourself, I want to keep you a humble, beautiful, balanced person in alignment. That is self-love. That is a healthy, energetic boundary. Okay? So if you cut off people who are in continuous cycles, they will have a bad reaction. Okay, they see it as a rejection. A higher vibrational person says, you know what, I'm not going to engage in this because I don't do this to you, and I cannot be an enabler of this for you. And that is the most loving. You want those friends. You want those partners. You want those bosses that say, you know what? You have been sitting there, come over here, learn something new. We're going to throw you in and learn something else. If they, you're better than it, you've mastered this, we're going to bring in more for you. If you're not working for people like that, you will stay stuck at a vibrational frequency. Okay, and most people out there that you're benefiting will want you to stay exactly at the frequency you are at. Because if you shift frequency, they've got to shift frequency. And most people don't do that. They get uncomfortable with your energy, they get triggered, and then they push you away or don't like you, or your energy feels like a friction energy. Make sense? Now, but you have to be able to discern that between toxic and non-toxic. A lot of people are stuck in toxic relationships or situations or whatever, behaviors, patterns, beliefs, mindsets and actually think that that person's bringing them growth. If you are butting heads or in like battle or challenge or and it is growth, battle, challenge is about growth that you need, but the growth needs to happen. You can't continue and get no growth and think that's a person who's challenging your growth. That's a person keeping you stuck in a frequency who does not want you to grow. And that's you choosing not to grow. That's you agreeing to that frequency. So I want you to look at frequency and energy now. Look at frequency and energy, not the person, not the place, not the situation. Look at the frequency and the energy. It starts to shift your perspective. It starts to give you more clarity, and it starts to show you where you're stuck, where they're stuck, where you enable, where you are supporting that frequency. I will help anybody. I will be, I'm too understanding. I know that. I'm too compassionate because I've got the healer and the seer and the psychic. I will see the future, right? But those also need to be balanced, all right, in everybody. I'm just giving you as an example. So you can be too understanding. Are you going into enabling? Are you, where is that in self-protection? That's the way I want you to look at things, particularly if you're an empath, healer, nurturer, giver, and it doesn't matter if you're any of those, you just need to do it in general anyway. Or super sensitive, you can be too sensitive to others' needs. Okay, so everything is a frequency. It's time to tap into it. What are eclipses? High frequency, intense frequency. All right. Energetic upgrades now, closing out, the life review, karmic closing, karmic review. You have a chance, Spirit said, you have a chance to evolve your soul, your heart, and your frequency, and you are not going to do that attached to old frequencies that have a continuous cycle with no growth and no moving forward. And where you are stuck in that, it is time to move forward from it for yourself and for those people, or places or situations. While you continue that you are enabling them to stay in it. Okay. It's tough right now, but this work you do now on a soul, heart, emotional, mental level for yourself in the self-loving way, you will change your abundance, your receiving, your alignment, your energy, your frequency. You will align to your highest and best path. You'll still grow, you'll still learn, you'll still have challenges, but in a much better way. Not those lower challenge, hardship, struggle ways. You want to learn and grow in a different frequency. Okay, take care. Bye.